Hello, how are you doing tonight? It's a nice cool night out here. About 11:30. I'm just out here chilling. My son's asleep, wife's at work. But I made a mistake with my bank this week. I had two small loans, one for 2,000, one for 1,000. I had them both about paid off, and my wife's car wouldn't start. And I started to panic. I was like, God, I hope it's not the starter. And I want to be sure I had enough money. So I paid off one of the loans thinking I could take it out again if I needed it. And what happened was um, the bank changed the rules where you could only have one of those, they call it Q cash loan. You can only have one of those loans out at a time. So I screwed myself out of like 300 bucks. Um, Turns out the car was fine. There's no problems with it. But I was just happened to be looking because I paid like $300 to pay off that loan. So I'm $300 short, man. And, I pay all my bills and everything. And then what I got left over, that gets me through the month. So I was a little pissed off about it. I got to looking, to get I come across Marc Cubin, the basketball coach or owner, basketball owner, Marc Cubin. Marc Cuban, the big dog. He's got a site called Dave's Dave's something, man. You can't miss it. Just put like Dave's loans or something, and it's amazing. He'll give you a loan. The average loan is 120, but it goes up to 500, and it's kind of like a payday loan. You have to have a banking account, but he only charges like $5 for the loan, and to be in his thing, it's $1 a month. And besides the loan, there's all kinds of little things in the website that help you build your credit, um, make money. There's like job opportunities, surveys you can take to make money, all kinds of different cool stuff. So man, I was amazed. So I went in and I was like, man, that ain't nothing gonna happen. It took me 5 minutes to fill everything out. I had to take a picture of my driver's license and a couple other things, put my information in, and within 5 minutes, I had $125 in my bank. I couldn't believe it. And what they do is they hook up to your bank through Plaid, which I know Plaid is real secure, and figure out when your next payday is, and they just repay the loan out of your next payday. So I get paid on the first, and so I pay the $125 back on the first. Then every time you pay it back, it goes up. You can get more if you need it until you get to 500, and they say it happens pretty quick. So I like that. Then they went back and I paid in overdraft fees this year. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but hey, it happens. Like $300 so far this year. There was one time where I think I paid a lot of it, and like one time I was short and had two or three real small things go through. It's $30 a pop. Anyways, uh, this website will monitor your bank account, and if it ever gets too low, it won't let it go negative. It will keep it where you don't have to pay the bank fees. Pretty cool, man. Especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Because the banks will, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and you get some hard things come through in your life, and believe me, I've been there. Uh, Sometimes it's unavoidable to pay a bank fee, man. But this website will keep you from having to pay them. So I just wanted to share that. I haven't been doing any videos lately. I've been doing fine. I hope you are doing fine. Uh, an 85-year-old veteran called me today from the Korean War, man. He was cool. And I'm picking him up in the morning and taking him with me to my VA appointment. And I'm going to try to get him in the system because he said he gets 10% for something, but he doesn't get anything else. And he's not, not in the VA as far as his health goes. So I'm gonna go down there and try to get him signed up and everything. He sounded like a real cool old man. Talking to him on the phone today, and I was surprised because it's like, how'd you get my name? Because the old man like that, you wouldn't think he'd be on Facebook, but he got it from the VA. The VA gave him my name, which really shocked me, man. I was like, well, that's cool, shit. But I really hope I can help the old man out. He was in Korea, and he wasn't actually in the war, but it was considered a hardship. A hardship, um, not deployment, like a hardship duty station, I guess you'd say. And I don't know if you can get disability benefits and stuff from being on a hardship duty station. I don't know. It seems to me like you should, since it is right there in North Korea. I mean, South Korea. So, anyways, I look forward to seeing him in the morning. And happy I got gas to get there now. Huh? Marc Cubin, man. He's the man now. Damn, I like Marc Cubin. Other than that, I've been watching this. I didn't know anything about Ukraine and all that crap. Ukraine-Russian war until it happened, and I did a lot of research, and I have a real good understanding now. Why this war happened and the involvement our government has in that war. It's really kind of shocking. And, the lies the media has. When I go read the newspapers and the, on the internet, it's like a newspaper in the computer, kind of. There's always 2 or 3 articles right on the front page about Ukraine, and they just make the Russians look like a bunch of imbeciles. And today it was funny because this guy had an article, and right away, the first paragraph, he was talking about how the Russians are not trained well, blah, blah, blah. But then he went right into talking about how his soldiers needed to get better training and all this. And then I'm thinking to myself, yeah, the Russians aren't trained very well, yet y'all didn't do nothing in your 4-month counteroffensive. So what does that tell you? Yeah, the Russians are trained pretty damn well. They got a lot of experience now, I would say, and also interested in what's going on in Israel. I think that could be a real powder keg. Um, you listen to both sides of that, and it's just heartbreaking, man. It's just heartbreaking. You can listen to one side and see their point, and then listen to the other side and see their point. And the only thing I see is there's got to be peace, man, because they're just gonna keep on killing each other, man. It's just a hatred, and you know, I just hate to see it. And if you notice, Israel hasn't done the ground offensive yet. And I was listening to Mark Ritter. He used to be a CIA guy, and he's real knowledgeable. And he was saying Hamas is a real formidable force. And after all these bombings they've done with these planes, it's going to be real hard for the tanks and the equipment to maneuver through the streets and everything. And he was saying Hamas will have booby traps and roadside bombs everywhere, and they'll be popping up and down, because there's thousands of fighters in Hamas, and they're all underground. They say there's just miles and miles and miles of tunnels. Some of them are 100 feet below ground. And, as fast as Israel blows them up, they're probably digging more out, man, making pop-up stations where they just pop up, fire, and pop back down. Kind of like the Vietnam War was. So, I think that's why Israel's taking a real slow approach. And then, like, this hospital got blown up. I hear one side saying they did it, the other side said they did it, and it's like the media can't make a, one side says one side that, it's just crazy, man. You don't know. It's, the fog of war, I guess you call it, man. You just don't know what really is going on, man. But I just pray for peace. We've been in these wars for so many years, and I'm just afraid. Our government, they're coming out and saying, "Oh, we can afford to fund two more wars." I mean, two wars at one time, and I'm thinking to myself, our country's falling apart, man. We got a lot of issues. We've had more stuff blow up this week. Our infrastructure's shot out. Our borders are wide open, man, and our cities are getting overcrowded with illegal immigrants. The thing is, a lot of them are military age men. Yeah, I know you've heard it 1,000 times. Why are they here? It doesn't look to me like they're working too hard either. They're all sitting around. These hotels are getting uh, debit cards with thousands of dollars on them every month. And I don't see why our government is not just taking care of our own people. Is that a bad way to be? Is that a bad way to think? Am I a bad person for thinking that way? I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about other people. It just happens to be American citizens. Um, you got to think about this too. Our country's so big on human rights and this and that and other. Well, the whole route up from South America up through Mexico to get to our border, they say is just littered with dead bodies. Women are raped the whole way up. Children go missing. Uh, it's just a human rights disaster. Leaving that border open, leaving it open leads to the human right disaster. Is what I'm trying to say. So they've got to close it. And it takes a freaking war uh, for them to talk about closing it. It's just unbelievable what's going on, man. I'm looking at houses. I got my credit back good again. I'm looking at houses, and the price of houses is so high. Rent's going way up. Uh, buying a vehicle is expensive. Insurance on a house, food. I went to take my son and wife out to eat today, and I went to a fast food joint. Spent $40, man, for three people. It's hard out there financially, and the more money we print to fund these wars, it's the middle class paying for this through taxation. Basically, the inflation. That's what is paying for all this, and that's why everything's getting more expensive. And then I think about Hawaii, what the people there have been through. It's just crazy, man. I don't know what's going on, but I pray to God this doesn't turn into some kind of freaking world war. You know. I'm sorry about that. So I hope it doesn't turn into some. Hope it doesn't turn into some kind of world war, man. It very well could if Iran gets involved in all that, man. Shit. My son's 11. He's already talking about. I was like, boy, you're the last male in our family. You ain't going. And he just gets that look in his eyes because same way I did. It's just something. Boy, they look at that picture of him. Isn't that cool? I love that picture, man. I sit here at the computer and I look. It's like that picture looks like it's moving to me sometimes, man. I remember that day he was playing on the beach, and he just loves chasing the waves like that. Even today, to this day, that's probably when he was like 8, 7, 8. He's 11 now, but I don't know. I'm just thankful that I get to stay home and spend so much time with him. That's the most important thing in my life. Today, when I joined the Marc Cubin thing, there was a savings thing for children on there, and I'm getting them signed up for that. And then I told my wife, every time we get paid, let's put $20 in it, and I get him, because my daddy and mom, I love them, but they never taught me about credit or money, how to manage money, stuff like that. And I'm still not the best, but I learned how important credit is, and how to build credit, how to maintain credit. There was a time I had really good credit and I lost it when I got injured in the war, and I built it back up. I'm ready to buy a house again, but I'm not going to buy one now because everything's so high. I'm hoping maybe the prices go down within the next year. I talked to a couple of realtors, and they were saying they're thinking maybe it might go down a little bit in the next year. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. And then I'll jump on something. But you can't hardly get nothing under 300,000 now. It's pretty high. That's a lot of money. That's like 2,000 a month. Yeah. And luckily, as a veteran, I don't have to pay land taxes in the state. I don't know if that's world nationwide or just the state of Florida, but that will help out a little bit. Uh, Anyways, everything's going good. I'm looking forward to picking up this veteran tomorrow. I had a nice lady call that's gonna get in our service section. She's a mobile note, a mobile notary, and I need a notary all the time. And she's a mobile notary, which is really cool. So I think I'm gonna get her. I told her about the service section. I think I'm gonna get her in there, man, and that's gonna be cool, man. We got some. Keep an eye on our service section. If you don't know about it, and our veteran support page, you know how they got the little sections. The line with the different little things. Well, there's a search. It's called service. I call it the services section. There's like 40 local small businesses in there, and I only put one or two businesses from each category. That way, whoever's in there will get all the work. And there's also the same service section. What I did is I made a post because they don't have a service section in the group. So I just made a post. I pinned it to the top somewhere. So you got to look around and find it. But you'll see it says services, and you just click on it and read it, and you'll see all the businesses. And also in there, I have a lot of valuable information for the veterans. So keep an eye out for that. Contact information for the domiciliary, and suicide hotline, of course. Anything else you can think of is in there for veterans, numbers and stuff. So, anyways, everything's going good. This water. Y'all take care, and get in touch if you need anything. Thank you. Love you. Bye.